Welcome back to Get Set Builds. Today, I had planned to make a video about all the different ways you can make a conveyor belt. After making one that used rollers, and a second that used velocity gates, I started on a third conveyor belt. The third one was going to use a locomotive-style piston to make a ratcheting belt, similar to one of those old penguin ski race toys. But I have to give a shout out to the developers of Brickadia, because after noticing how well the first two systems worked, I realized there's really no reason to build any others. The most obvious way to create one of these is a roller system. We simply place down a bearing, and then we attach a wheel to it. Then you just make a row of them, and it works. This particular version uses a timed teleporter to bring objects from the end of the belt back to the start. However, the teleporter is irrelevant to the fundamental functionality of this belt. It just works, with objects and with people. I'm blown away by how well this works in Brickadia. However, it takes a lot of moving objects, so we have a second way to emulate this functionality. In previous episodes, we've looked at ladders, as well as a people mover. Both of these used a velocity gate for every single step of the process. The reason it's built this way is because it takes fewer velocity gates than it would to combine the signal across the entire system. This second belt works in a similar way, using a velocity gate to move our object rather than rotating the rollers underneath it. However, rather than placing a trigger on each roller individually, for objects, it makes more sense to flip the system around. Here, we have a feedback loop that sends a signal to a set velocity gate. The set velocity gate contains the direction we want the object to move each time it receives a signal. Then, we attach a read brick grid onto the object we'd like to move. We wire that into our velocity's object reference. Rather than having a trigger for each roller like our people mover, we have a velocity gate for each object. Note that because this is a fake belt, our objects will continue to move whether they are on the belt or not. However, this cheaper system uses far less moving parts than our fully functional belt. If you're standing on an object, you can still move along with it. We can even add our people mover to the rollers of this belt, and this conveyor belt will move people as well, leaving us with two fantastic ways to build conveyor belts. One that preferences performance, and the other that preferences function. Have fun out there, and I'll see you next time on Get Set Builds.